October 26, 1988, Vienna, Austria. On the eve of a national holiday, 20-year-old Alexandra Schriefl never returned home. What happened that night was not just a murder. It tore families apart, plunged the streets into silence, and cast the entire city into a shadow of fear. Over the next 2 years, 2 more girls fell victim to the same cruel fate. Parents no longer allowed their daughters to walk alone, and an entire generation grew up in the shadow of the murders. For those who lived through it, the memories remain painfully vivid. A wound that never healed, a story Austria will never forget. Midnight had already passed. Alexandra called her boyfriend from the phone booth near the disco. Her voice carried no fear. Nothing seemed unusual. But when her boyfriend arrived, Alexandra was gone. In just minutes, the darkness of Favoriten had silently swallowed a young woman, and no one knew what had happened that night. From that moment on, nothing would ever be the same. The peace of a city was broken, and a shadow was born, one that would never fade from Austria's memory. Morning of October 27th. An abandoned area along Himberger Street. A police unit discovered a body behind a billboard, naked and bound. Alexandra had been strangled to death. That image became an unforgettable nightmare for the criminal experts of the time. In those days, the race against time had begun for the police. Over 500 witnesses were questioned. 3,000 people were asked to give statements. Every lead was evaluated, but Alexandra's killer seemed to have vanished into thin air. Some spoke of a masked assailant. Others had seen Alexandra in front of the disco. But none of it led to a solution. The case was about to be closed with an unsolved stamp, but Alexandra wasn't the last victim. Favoriten soon witnessed the murders of 2 more young girls. Christina Baranek in 1989, Nicole Strau in 1990. All had been killed in similar ways. And there was only one word whispered in Vienna: serial killer. Years passed. The files gathered dust, until 2000, when Austria's new DNA database came into operation. The DNA of 32-year-old Herbert Petsch, who was involved in the violent incident, was entered into the system, and the computer showed the result. A perfect match. Alexandra Schriefl's killer had been found. Herbert Petsch received a 15-year prison sentence. But that dark night when Alexandra disappeared, it was never erased from Favoriten's memory. This case is closed, but some questions remain unanswered.